Hello, good morning, guys. Welcome to MaxJFS channel. So, if you are new here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to analyze the Forex chart markets. So, that's the major Forex pairs. So, I'm going to analyze the major Forex pairs. That's the Euro dollar, the GBP dollar, so the USD JPY, USD Chef, USD CAD, odd USD, and NZD USD. If you are new here, what we do is that we do analysis each week. So before market opens, you have already done the analysis for the week. So if you want to be part of the Max J FX empire, then please subscribe to this channel. Thank you. All right, so the first pair for you to analyze is the Euro dollar and the next GBP, JPY, Chef, CAD, odd, and NZD. Okay, so before we start, I want to remind you of this major rule for forex trading. So this is the rule. So the rule is buy low, sell high. So that's the rule. This is what you want to maintain. You want to buy at low and sell at high. So first you have to identify the trend, and now we'll now decide where to buy. If the trend is an uptrend, then you have to look for opportunities to buy low. When the trend is a downtrend, look for opportunities to sell at a higher price. Okay, so that is this. Let's start with the first pair. So going to the first pair, Euro USD. All right. So if you want to analyze Euro USD, come to the weekly to see the trend at the weekly. With the weekly, okay. So this is not the all-time highs. This is not all the all-time high. So it means there may be some support and resistance around this zone right here. Okay. But currently, because it's an uptrend, we are going to look for zones to, okay, it's an uptrend on USD. Okay, so it has made a higher high. So we're expecting this lower high right here before to take the move again to the upside down if the trend will continue. Okay, so now what you are going to do is that because that's already made a higher high, which means the rule you are going to sell at high because now the price is very expensive. So now you are going to look for opportunities to sell here. Okay. All right. So look for opportunities to sell. So we are not looking for buys, we are looking for sells and you will get it. Okay. So let's look at whether there are any supports, a resistance zone and the USD. Okay, so I've seen some nice resistance zone. So if you have been following, I always say that the rule is that there must be at least 3 touches on before we say it is a zone. If it's not less than 3 touches, then it's not a zone. So we want to find 3 touches on a weekly. So okay, so I found it. So I found one touch. Uh, I found one touch right here. So here's where price currently is. So I want to find 3 touches right here. This is the first touch. And now this can also be the second touch. Now this can be the third touch. And probably this can also be our last touch. That will be a third touch right here. So that's it. Okay. So now we found our zone right here, closer to price. We have this right here, as I showed. So So this can be a nice zone right here. Okay, so one touch, two touch, three touch, four touch, five touches. Okay. And there are also reactions right around here. You can see this touch, so six touches. Okay. So that's it. They're looking for opportunities to sell right here. Okay. So now on the daily two, that's made a nice higher high. So you're expecting a move like this downwards. Okay. It means the price is very expensive. And let's go to the 4 hour. Wow. Okay. So let's see whether we can find another zones which price may be interested in that is closer to price. Okay, so I think that's the same zone right here. Okay. Okay, so here we'll be looking for where price has the most reactions inside the zone. So where there's most reactions inside the zone. And that one too, we want three touches right there. So most reactions. So you can see there's a nice reaction right here. And at the same price, there's another reaction. At the same price, there's another reaction right here. So we have at least three touches or three reactions in the zones. The same thing. So the same line. So if I draw a line right here, you can see that it matches all of them. See? So reaction, reaction. Now reaction. I in the same level. Reactions right around there for the price made a move down. Okay, so it means you're also going to wait for reactions at that particular place. So at that particular place, you want the reactions for or confirmation before you take the sell to the downside. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we are going to wait patiently for price to get right here and then wait for confirmation right there to sell to the downside. So that's what I'm going to do on UUSD. All right. So let's go to our next pair, which is the GBP USD. All right. So yes, you want to maintain this rule. You want to buy low, sell high. Let me clear the charts. Let's continue it. Okay. So we GBP USD. So let's look at the weekly. Mm, okay. So the weekly, so you can see this move right up. This nice move right up. You can see it's making some small retracements. Very small retracements. So you are just going to look at what he did here and you are just going to anticipate for the same thing. So what price has done, the price action right here. And the same thing is going to happen right here. So that's what we are going to do. So since when you look right here, just as what it did something like a pin bar, the same thing, something like a dodge right here. And then the next candle was a buy. So the next candle was a buy, which means you're also going to anticipate price right here. Because as you can see, that is the same, that's the trend. So when you look at it, that is the trend. So a bullish, a little consolidation right here, bullish consolidation up, bullish consolidation up, bullish consolidation up. So we're also expecting a consolidation right here to move up. Okay, so because it is, we are expecting some buys candle because we want to make a consolidation. So sell buy to in that order. So we are going to look for buys. Yeah. So we are going to look for zones and daily. Mm. So the zones too must be at least three touches. Okay. So there's a zone right here. So remember we use the body of the candles. So I can see a zone right here. So I can see one touch, two touch, three touch. Can see some sort of reaction to right here. Alright, so let's see whether you can find also past zones right here. Let me extend this. So yes, there's also reactions to around this. Let me call it also. So you can see other reactions to around this zone, which makes the zone very, very strong. All right, so we need to go on the far one to also look for. So even you can see on the daily, you can see this. So higher high right here. So we want a nice higher low and now move up. So that's it. So as I said, we are going to look for buys. So that's it. So when you go to the far one, let's see what the far one is doing. Okay. So you always want to let you guys know that when the EMA is in between the price like this, you have to be very, very, very careful. Very, very careful. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to wait patiently. This is because I don't think the sellers are ready to buy. So when you look right here, you can see this big, very big bearish candle right here. So when you see this bearish candle right here, you have to be very patient if you want to go against it. So very, very patient. So this doesn't mean that, so having this bullish member doesn't mean that the trend is going to go up, no. Which means this shows that there's a lot of sellers right here. And there can't be a lot of sellers and now there are buyers have stepped in and now they're going to push price up. No, it doesn't work like that. So the sellers have to show signs that you are giving up. So the sellers show signs that no, this price you're not going to sell again, you want to buy now. Then that's fine, I'm going to buy. But now there is no sign that the sellers have left the market, which means the price can make its way downward to this EMA right here. So the price can continue selling. So we have to be very, very careful. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to wait patiently to see what the Monday will be like. So I want to see what's at least Monday, Tuesday will be like before I'll make a decision. Because yeah, I can't just make a decision for buy. There must be a signal a daily before we enter the market. Alright, so that's it for the BJPY. That's a little advice right here. But still, you are looking for buys at the right signal. It doesn't give us any signal, we are not entering. Okay. So the reason why I bought it very low at is because yeah, I want to let you guys know that We are waiting for a signal. We are not buying in the zone. We want to get a signal before. So USD JPY. Okay, so you can see this bearish trend. It's a very bearish trend. See, it's coming up by this. A very bearish trend. So like this, it came here. It's never broke. Okay, so it's bearish. So we're looking for opportunities to sell. So we are going to look for 9 zones right here. But the thing is that it's making a consolidation right here because it was supposed to continue making downward moves. So it was supposed to continue making downward moves. But there's an issue. When it got here, you could see, look at the price action right here. So again, after this happened, there was a lot of sellers in there. And I look at the buyers took over, they started selling. So this didn't give us any sign that the sellers have fled the market. So we don't want to buy. And this price action that continues right here doesn't show that the sellers have left the market. So I think the last week candle is telling us, it's now telling us that the sellers are leaving the market. So this right here is now telling us that the sellers have are leaving the market. So which means that there can be a bullish candle next week. So that's what it's telling us right here. Because this shows that sellers made their way down, but the buyers came in, it's closed a little above. If you can see, it's closed above. It tells us that there are a lot of buyers now in the market. And this makes sense because you can see that it's around a very strong zone right here. You can see this very strong zone. Okay. So now we are looking for buyers, not sells. There's the JPY. So, so we want a very strong zone around. So a very strong zone below price, which you can buy from at least 3 touches. So on the weekly, you can see this very strong. So you can see our first touch, second touch, and our third touch right here. So, so the daily to please again, if you see the EMA in between price, you have to be very, very careful. Okay, so on that same zone, what we'll be waiting for is when the price to come into this zone before we take the price. If it doesn't come, we're not taking the price. That is come here, we take the price. Because that's the major zone that we can buy from. Alright, so that's it for the DPY. And the next one is the chef. So here's the chef. You can see that's just making a lower low, which is telling us that the price is very expensive. So it is expensive. No, the price is very cheap. So it means the chef is cheap. So if chef is cheap, then it means we have to buy. If you want to buy, uh, so the chef is cheap because you have to use less chef to buy dollar. That's what it means. So if it is cheap, you want to buy. Okay, so it's very cheap. Want to buy. We are looking for zones in order for us to buy. There's no zones. Okay, so there's a zone right here. Okay, so there's only one zone right here, and that is the only zone that will work for us. There is no other zone. So because there's only one zone, we are going to use it. We are going to use it. We are going to use from here to the body to the side to the next body right here. So that's what we're going to use. And that's the only zone I see on the weekly. Don't go too far to the monthly, just stay on the weekly. You'll be fine. So that's the zone. Now, what you are going to do is that you want to let price get to this one right here. Go take the price. But the weekly has to confirm because we do the zone on the weekly, it means the weekly has to confirm. So we want to wait for the weekly to give us the signal before we enter. So it means this can take us about 3 weeks for it to fully confirm before we take our advice. Alright, so the next one is the USD card. With the USD card is bearish, which means so if it is bearish, which means we look for opportunities to buy. It means the card is very cheap, so you want to buy the card. So if you want to buy the card, you have to look for zones around this area. So I want a place I can find a zone. I like this zone right here. This zone nice. Alright, so rice is exactly at the zone, which makes it very easy for us because we are going to wait less in order for us to buy. I like this bullish engulfing right here, but it's filled. It's filled. So let's see for another clear zone in the weekly zone. So another zone in the weekly inside the zone. This where there's small reactions right there. I think it's here. So yes, more reactions. So you can clearly see that there's more reactions right here. So you can see the reaction here, 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 and also here. that's what the reactions are. So that's what I want to buy. So prices exactly there. I like the way the week last close. The market was running out of buy now. I like the way the daily close. This is spectacular for me. Spectacular for me. So okay, so because you didn't get the opportunity to buy, so what you are going to do is that let's patiently wait for you to break about this, calm down, touch the zone. Why? So let's wait patiently for the bullish to close above, make a retest downwards, and now buy upside. This is what we are going to do. Simple trade, simple deal. That's what you're going to do. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do is ODST. So ODST, it's a little not safe. Not really safe, but not gonna lie. But I'm going to analyze it. Okay, so I can easily spot some trade touches right here. There. Yes, I think so. This is a perfect trade touch. One, two, three. So that's a perfect trade touch. Right here. So now is what is the trend? So you can see it's bullish on the weekly. It is very bullish, but it is not too high. It is not too high for us to sell, but it's very bullish. It's very bullish. So what you are going to do is that we are going to buy. We are going to buy because this right here tells us that it was in a consolidation and it just broke above there. It's never broke with a candle right here. And now it has just broke with a candle, which means there must be more buyers in the market. The goal is that you want to join those who are who have the highest buys in the market. So that those are the people who want to buy. So since here them their highest buyers here want to join them to trade the market. So yes, as simple as this, they are going to wait for price to get here now buy. Okay, so the next thing is the NZD. Yes, NZD USD. Also like the odd USD. We are also going to buy. You can see the bullish on it. It's never closed with the body right here, but that's down right here. You want to look for buys. You want a place to buy. Then at least three matches. You can easily spot this. Easily spot this right here. So you can see like four touches right here. So one, two, three, two, three, two, three. All right, so three touches. So potential for it. Okay. So we are going to buy. Yes, it's a little bit longer. Hope nice to get here before buy. So that's what you're going to do. The LEDs. All right, so that's the end. So we are looking for buys on SDSD, buys on ODSD, buys on USD card, and also buys on USD share, buys on USD JPY, and also buys on GBPSD, and only sell. So only sell on Euro USD. Only sells on Euro USD. All right. So thank you for joining me today to analyze the major forex pairs together. I hope this goes on well next week, and I hope you also get nice pips to make good money in the forex market. All right, so this is the end of our analysis, and I would say it's a bye for now. Thank you very much.